Hey, hello everyone. I want to come on here and do this live tonight. Um, me. I was on Road Runners channel um last night, and it was a good conversation about colorism, and I think the conversation needs to be had more, and I explained that one way that black women can stop colorism is they have to stop listening to the black manosphere, because in reality the men who listens to the black manosphere, they also keep the colorism going. And at the end of the day, I believe that I believe that dark skinned black women are beautiful, but because you know but because you have people within the black community that makes fun of a black woman's dark skin. They feel like they feel like they have they have to darken. They have to lighten their skin get in order to be seen as beautiful, or to be seen, as desirable. And the thing of it is, black women don't need to do that. They're beautiful in the skin that they're in. But again, you have you have colorism within the black community that is telling black women, if they were of lighter skin, then they will be seen as beautiful, or and stuff like that. And the main problem is that affects black women's self-esteem. and and the and the main problem is that when when it comes down to it, how do I put this? When it really comes down to it, as I said before, and I'll say again, black women, if you think that you need to bleach your skin or anything, you're just giving the people who are colorist, you're, how do I say this? You're giving the people who are colorist ammunition, which, which means colorism will not end, and they got you in a stranglehold. Letting, and here's why I also say too, letting the colorist go ahead and define if you're pretty or not, that too will have an effect on you as well. And again, I would say the main problem is I know that I know that there will be black women who love black men. I know that, you know, at the but then at the end of the day, in my opinion, there are black men who love black women, but they too get made fun of for being with a dark skinned black woman. And the main thing is they once they pick on the black man who is with a dark skinned black woman, all of a sudden, you know, all of a sudden those who pick on him for being with a dark skinned black woman will automatically start to get to him, and that's when the man's true colors will start showing. Now I know there are those of us who don't buy in to the colorist, um to the colorist hierarchy. You know, but here's what also I'm trying to say right here. At the end of the day, you have to see. Here's the thing: men, women who wants validation from men, they do not have a high self-esteem, which means they can be easily manipulated and coerced into taking, into dealing with abuse. That they can become manipulated to accept cheating, etc., etc. The and the main reason why they want to keep the colorism going, they want to keep this whole charade going, is because eventually they need someone to mule for them, march in the streets for them. They need all of that done. So what do? They decided, number one, to go ahead and put down the women who have darker skin. And the and the main and after that, after they get finished doing what they do to you, then they leave you out to dry. And and that right there is what's not being told to the women. Think about it. Why do you think the black manosphere exists? They're on here talking about women all the time instead of talking about building and creating opportunities for those who have been denied in the corporate world. They think talking about women will make them seem high and mighty, but still yet there are still black people who are unemployed. And then the main issue, and the main issue with all the all black men are making more money than black women. Okay, other races of men are still making more money than us. But putting black women down and making money off of you know is saying black women are this and that, all of a sudden that gets pushed instead of talking about other stuff. And in my book, In my book, you know, putting down putting down black women, saying that they're ugly and stuff, just to lift, just to uplift you and other races, just to uplift themselves and other races of women. That right, that right there, that's not cool at all. But most black men have that stupid freaking pride that they do not want to give up. They want to first they wanted to believe that they were better than the white man, and they still believe that today. They believe that they are better than they believe that they're better than Asian men, which that alone is, you know, not true at all. Then they want to say they're better than Arab men and all this. In my opinion, I think most black men have an inferiority complex if they think that way. And here's the thing, black women, you have to stop listening to the black manosphere because they put you against other races of women, and they call you out your name. They they would, in my opinion, they they are up there calling you names and making fun of you while they sit where they're at and laugh in glee about black women. It's time to accept that most black men, hear me when I say most of them, because there's still black men who love black women, but most of them want to see your downfall. And do they and how do they make sure your downfall continues? By them keep talking about you, by them keep this, by them keep keeping keep and by them keep calling you out your name, by them exploiting you, and they have a part in ruining the black woman's image in the first place. They just like to hide their hand. And first they do it, and then at the end of it, they like to hide their hand. And then that's when they start blaming black women and saying they destroyed their own image. This is why this is why I say this is why I say black women, it's time And this is why I agree with the women on this. You know, of course, there are going to be women who will still love black men. Um, I love black women, but you know, the black male worshiping stuff, calling them kings and stuff. I'm I'm sorry, I'm not for that. But when, but again, at the very end of the day, at the end of the day, black women, you have to learn how to love yourself. I know that, and I'm gonna say this. I know that it's hard to, to not, beg for validation from men, but look at where that is getting you. And they're they're putting your name in the dirt. They're calling you. They're calling you all kinds of names. They're making misinformation stats about y'all. And I know that there are black women who love themselves, but, and I'm gonna say this: the pro-black movement is not innocent in this either. They too are colorist at the ends of itself. And and also, here's something else that I found out as well. I understand, know, black men go through colorism as well, but as of right now, colorism is affecting black women the hardest. Black women, you have to learn how to love yourself. You have to learn how to love yourself, because the pictures, I mean the the people the people who are post who are in interracial relationships, you can see the black woman's confidence, it, you know, it coming out because she loved herself and she put herself first. and also notice that that they love the dark skinned woman, for being herself. At the very end, at the very end of the day, in black women, there has to be a common understanding that most black men who, well, I would say that they are black men who again, they do love, they do love black women. And to those black men, I commend you. And to the white men who are with their wives and their wives are dark skinned, I also commend you. But but at the very end of the day, most black men are indeed are indeed are indeed colonists. There, like I said before, and I'll say again, there is no way around this. You have black men who will put a dark skinned black woman against other races of women. And the main thing of it is they here's the thing. I'm seeing them being called out for it. Um and I will also say at the very least, I I believe that it's time for black women to eventually stop listening to the black manosphere because they will do nothing but keep on putting the colorist stuff in your head, and then all of a sudden you feel like you want to go ahead and you want to change the color of your skin. Why? Because you kept listening to the black manosphere, and because you kept listening to the men who will put you against other women, even even a lighter skinned black woman. At the very end of the day, I would say this. Um, you know, I support black women, but I'm gonna leave this question right here because I got go ahead and get up for work in the morning. Black women. I'm gonna ask this question because it needs to be asked. Is loving yourself important, or is it making the or is it making the the black man or is it oh, is is loving yourself and going to school and being educated more important to you, or is it the validation of men who that is important to? Because as we see it right now, the valid getting validation from men is not working. Because if it did, colorism will not exist today. It will not. Let's face it. If getting validation from black men work, then there would be no colorism today. They wouldn't put you against other races of women. It's I know I know that it's hard to accept the truth, but at the end of the day, trying to get validation from black men means you have no self love. Two, you have a low self esteem. So even if you do get validation from him, you're still going to be manipulated to abuse and him cheating on you. And three, he would do everything he can to separate you from your friends and family. Now, here's when I come in and say that there are black men who genuinely love black women. But the thing of it is those of us who love black women who are not afraid to speak out on well, I would say those of us who do love black women, you will see that we're not colorist at all. But when it comes to most black men, you will see the colorism come out. The moment that he puts you against any other woman, is the moment that their true colorism comes out. Black women, you have to learn how to love yourself. you have to, because this that's right, because they because getting validation from the black men within the community. I'm sorry, but it's not working. It's not working, because if it was, colorism will not exist in the black community. It will not. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Um, I appreciate everyone for coming. Make sure to like, comment, share this video to any black woman who is ready to leave. Well, who is ready to have an understanding of why colorism exists in the black community, and 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 subscribe to the channel, and make sure you're notified whenever I go live. I'm Alexander Brandon, and until next time, love, peace, and happiness. And until next time, peace.